You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley. Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of the Geriatric Mamas podcast. This episode, we're talking about our very surprising pumpkin patch experience, and then we'll be leaning into Christmas with the Hallmark Movie Countdown, mostly the November 9th release of one movie about a pair of BFFs who seem to have a lot to accomplish this holiday season. Not to sound cheesy or anything. Also, it's Fertility Week in the UK, and one British writer has shared some fertility myths that we're going to be weighing in on. And finally, what's on the podcast schedule for the holidays and how to find fun local events to celebrate with your families or your BFFs and spam their calendar with.
Did you see that Virgin River is coming back?
Oh, God.
Mel is getting married. It's going to recap her whole, not recap, but it's going to
the wedding.
Yeah, the wedding. We'll be able to watch Mel's Christmas wedding with Christmas lights up. Isn't that going to be so fun? So we'll definitely have to add that to our calendar.
That's coming.
I think it's November 9th or something. Yeah. We'll have to look it up.
And now we officially have to add 3 things to the calendar.
Yep. Have to add more.
Oh my gosh.
I know. We're so busy.
I love this for us.
We're so busy.
Mamas, I love a full and silky texture in my face creams because they feel so healing and comforting to my dry, thirsty skin. Well, the award-winning, best-selling, lightweight moisture release water cream by Honest Beauty called Hydrogel Cream refreshes and cools my skin on application and leaves a dewy finish. As I mentioned on the Hope-isode, Kathy's story, I love mixing Hydrogel Cream into my foundation for a healthy-looking glow. Infused with jojoba and squalene to help hydrate and soothe thirst, plus 2 sizes of hyaluronic acid to help soften and firm, reducing the appearance of fine lines. Honest Beauty's Hydrogel Cream will provide a beautiful glow for very dry skin. We're leaving the link below in our show notes. Drink up, mamas.
Mamas, I want to have rosé all day, have fun, and let myself live a little without feeling drunk or feeling hungover the next day. So I treat myself by adding rosé tinted glasses to my sparkling water or lemonade. If you're like me and you're looking for calm daytime energy while feeling alert, present, and uplifted because, well, you're a mom now. Adaptogenic and antioxidant-rich ingredients make rosé tinted glasses from Apothecary great for those battling feelings of stress and looking to curb signs of aging with improved skin tone and moisture. Its tincture format makes it easy to drop wherever you're making it. It's perfect for busy working moms, busy stay-at-home moms who are looking for mood and energy support on the go. We're leaving a link below and in our show notes. So cheers, mamas! Ash was talking to me when we were trick-or-treating, and it was before you got there. We were just out, and she was trying to tell me about this app that she uses to keep track of how people are doing with their driving speeds and stuff when they have JJ in the car. And so she said it's called Life 360, and I was like, wait a second.
Oh,
that's the name of the app that
I've heard of that. Yeah. I have heard of that.
So that's the one I can remember when we did the cell phone episode.
Got it.
And it tracks the speed. Okay, so it tells you when your child leaves or whoever leaves the house. It tells you if they're going the speed limit. It tells you when they get where they're going, so from point A to point B. And it comes with, it's not just cell phone app, you can put a tile on their diaper bag. Is there something in my hair?
Yeah. I think it's from your sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, definitely my sweatshirt.
Sorry.
The fuzzies are still wearing out of this one. There's a little tile that you can put in their diaper bag, or you can put it in their outfit, or
to track them.
Yeah. So if they're smaller kids who can't have a cell phone yet, you don't need them to have a cell phone. You can just put it in their bag.
Holy helicopter. I love that idea, but I don't know that people in Hayden's life need me to have this app because I'm already, I feel hovering and helicoptering. And so then for me to be I noticed you're going 43 instead of 40 with my son in the car.
I mean, someday, I think, it depends. Right now, we basically, for Annabelle, just have, immediate family childcare. But if it ever was, a babysitter or, somebody, you know, I
Yeah. No, I was more or less just like joking because I feel like I'm already like super all up in everything. So then to give me this device where I like can see every little thing, I just feel like the family probably doesn't want me to have this. But I do love it and I'm definitely going to look into it. So
Oh, for sure. This is happening unless there's something even better when Annabelle gets her driver's license. Like this is totally happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is amazing. It's kind of sad that like this is like where we need to be, like, you know, back in our day when it's just like come home when the lights turn on or like the street lights are on, and then it's like now we're like literally tracking our
Well,
kids.
I saw this thing on Facebook the other day. It was Scarborough, and it was Wyndham. This mom was like, so my daughter on the school bus, and she sits towards the back, and there was this red truck following the school bus, and then nobody thought anything of it because of course there's like trucks everywhere, whatever, no big deal. But she noticed that the truck was just like behind the school bus the whole time that they were riding. And so then the school bus dropped her off and the truck started going slower and like going right behind her. And she was like kind of like on a road, like a side road or whatever. So she like pulled over, like walking. She pulled all the way over and was like, go ahead, you can go around me. And the truck didn't go. Just stayed. So she starts like walking faster and the truck starts going faster. It was like one of those scenes out of a fucking horror movie. So luckily there was a neighbor's house that was like right there. So she just ran up and like knocked on their door.
And did they ever find out who this guy was?
Yeah. No, they didn't, but it's like all over Facebook, and obviously the police have been contacted. She has the license plate number. Like
wow.
All that stuff. So
oh my gosh.
I mean shit like this.
That's terrifying. Yeah. That's what I always think of too. And I was thinking that on our road trip, every time I see like a car like stalled out on the side of the road, blinking lights, I'm like, oh my God, it's a trap.
Yeah.
Like they just want us to stop and help them so they can murder us.
Right.
Literally, it's just like somebody who's like, could be like us, like, please stop, help me.
Right. There's so many movies and so many TV shows.
I have to give you a shout out on like what I walked into today. So this is literally night and day difference from last weekend's recording.
Oh, we're going to get into it.
Oh, I need to talk about the difference here. So last weekend I walk in, she's still getting ready. To her defense though, like it was last minute plans. We didn't know what time we were recording. It was a whole thing. It was a cluster, but it was a little high intensity, stressful situation. I'm setting up and everything. Today I arrive. She is like meeting me in the parking lot, telling me where to park. I come in, everything's set up. She has coffee ready to go for me. She has a meat and cheese plate with olives and jalapenos. She has assorted nuts out. She's like, oh, I don't know how you like your coffee. Here's some cream. Here's this. Oh, do you want some water? Here you go.
I'm fresh out of ice, but here's a couple drops of ice.
And you're also fresh out of the luteal phase as well. Is what
I'm a whole new person.
The big difference is here.
Yeah. And then like last week I kind of like noticed I was like more quiet. I know like I don't know, I was just like way more quiet. I was just like nodding, and then like I would put in a couple words here and there, but like there wasn't a whole lot going on upstairs.
Sounded good to me.
So we went trick-or-treating on Thursday.
I know, that was so fun. That was Hayden's like first time actually trick-or-treating because he didn't do it. He was too little last year.
Yeah.
And this year it was so funny because like he didn't quite understand what was happening, and he had his little bucket, which he was so excited about, his little bucket. He's been obsessed with it. This is why I had to go all the way home to go get it, because he's obsessed with his freaking bucket. It's literally just a plastic like generic pumpkin, but it glows and it projects this little pumpkin on the ground. He thinks it's the coolest thing. But anyway, and so we go up to the first house and they put candy in his bucket and he just stares at it. And then for a minute, and then he looks at me and he looks back down in his bucket, and then he looks at them, and then they put another one in his bucket. And then he like looks down in it and he's just like, what? And then he immediately hands it to me to open it. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. And then we'd just do that to every single house. And he quickly caught on to what it was about. And he loved it.
Yeah. I mean, Annabelle this year is like the first year that I feel like she fully grasps everything that's going on. So I stopped over at my grandmother's and Mike's mom's to let them see her in her costume first. And then my grandmother has a few neighbors who Annabelle sees regularly. So we stopped at all those neighbors' houses, but they're not used to getting trick-or-treaters, and we didn't tell them we were coming. So she gets like so much loot at these 3 houses. It's not even funny because all they have is big things. Like they've got big things kicking around. Like she got like bags of like pretzels, which are actually her favorite. She got like bags of animal
They're just cleaning out their pantry.
Literally,
like,
they're like, oh, here, Annabelle, here.
Do you want this jar of pickles?
Right.
Here you go.
They're like, come back, I have more in the cupboard over here. Her bag was full from those 3 houses.
That's hilarious.
And then she's like, Mom, we got to figure out a place to put this for later because I'm going to get a lot of candy later. And I was like, yeah, don't worry. Nana's got 2 bags for you. Mama's got 1. It's fine.
So funny. Yeah. He didn't get that much, but I didn't need him to get that much. And also my brother was legit stealing candy from a baby because we would go to houses and then I'd look down and my brother's like, there's just like all these empty wrappers in Hayden's bucket. And I'm like, are you literally stealing candy from a baby right now?
So
he didn't need the candy, but it was just funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think Annabelle would have understood Switch Witch this year? Or do you think she's still a little young for that?
She actually forgot about her candy entirely. She came home and passed the F out with her cat whiskers still on her face.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next morning, I had taken this big brown Macy's bag and put all of her candy in that and hid it in the closet. Mm-hmm. And she didn't ask once about her candy.
Good.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess we don't have to.
And she still hasn't asked about it?
No.
Good.
And then yesterday, like when she started to show signs of being like actually like nauseous and sick, I was like, Mike, we can't keep giving her candy. And he's like, she actually hasn't had any candy for like 2 days. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's awesome.
So she hasn't had any.
Yeah. Hayden had like 2 lollipops that night. And then the next day, so I knew I was going to be pulling him around in a wagon. And since he was wearing his little dog costume, my brother and I took cardboard boxes and made like this cute like dog house on the wagon. So we're like pulling him in this dog house. And so he like loves this dog house. He's still playing in it. And he wanted Chris to pull him in the dog house the next morning. And so I went out there and his little bucket was still in the wagon. And there was actually like a little bag of like cheesy puffs, like little cheesy puff ball things. And I was like, oh, okay, you can have that. Right. And so he was just like sitting in his wagon eating his little cheesy puff balls. But besides the cheesy puffs and then like the 2 lollipops, he didn't really eat like anything more than that. Chris ate the rest of it.
It's really good though, because I noticed that Annabelle does feel sick after she eats too much candy.
Yeah, kids don't need all of that.
Right.
He's feral enough without it. He doesn't need any help in that department. But I would say trick-or-treating was a success. Obviously want to start a little bit earlier next year. Things happened that made us start a little later, which was annoying, but it's fine. It was still fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
And now we know the neighborhood shuts down at 7:30.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, and maybe it's because I got there late, but I wasn't really that impressed with the neighborhood.
You have to go you have to start with us and go all the way to the other side because it was insane. But also there's no road that just connects to those. It's like you have to go up the road that we were on and then you turn onto the other 2 roads from there because they don't connect. And so that's why you were having a hard time finding us. Got it. But like the houses, well, did you see the video that I posted of the houses?
No.
Oh my God. They were
insane.
I
mean, I know. I was just like, I don't know. I've seen better because you really talked it up. And I was just like, I don't know about this. So that makes sense that there was a completely different side because I was not seeing that side at all. No, but it was still fun. Yeah, because I didn't know the GPS was awful. It literally had us walking for 8 minutes an entire circle. And I'm like, and then it kept be like reconfiguring. I'm like, what the hell? Like it was so frustrating. Yeah. And so finally I'm like, we're going to run out of time. Like we just need to start trick-or-treating and this is awful.
Enjoy the time.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on. So it is the week after Halloween. So we are recapping our very surprising pumpkin patch experience. And then we'll be leaning into Christmas with a Hallmark Movie Countdown, mostly the November 9th release of one movie about a pair of BFFs who seem to have a lot to accomplish this holiday season. Also, it's Fertility Week in the UK, and one British writer has shared some fertility myths that we're going to be weighing in on. And finally, what's on the podcast schedule for the holidays and how to find fun local events to celebrate with your families as you're smacking a cat.
I feel like we need to freaking start that over.
I'm not redoing that.
You did a really good job.
I know, I'm not redoing that. It's funny. It's fine. You hit a cat in the middle of it. It's okay. My parents are like, they're like WTF is going on because literally I put up Christmas lights with Chris yesterday.
Where?
Like I decorated the whole, well, I'm not done, but I put up all kinds of Christmas lights on the
outside or inside?
Yeah, both on the porch. So we have like the icicles going all around. We have lights strung up on the ceiling. We have lights wrapped around like garland and lights wrapped around the poles. There's lights up in the house or whatever, and they're just like, what? Like what? They're used to like not. First of all, they usually only put up the Christmas tree, and they usually put it up like 2 days before Christmas, and then take it down Christmas morning. Like it's not even 10 a.m. and they're vacuuming up like the pine needles and shit, and you're just like, are you kidding? Like bah humbug.
Right.
And here I am like, oh my God, we're late. It's November 2nd. Yeah. Like I usually do this November 1st. Right. We gotta go. And I will say, I am used to like Texas already has all their Christmas shit out already. And it was kind of like slim pickings. Like Maine was a little slow in getting shit out. I was like, how isn't any of this out yet? And Chris is like, I mean, it was literally just Halloween. I was like, I know. Like all the stuff is usually gone by now. And like their stuff isn't even out yet. Like I don't understand.
So I come from the retail world, and I know for a fact right now that if we were to go to the main mall, it would have been Christmas mid-October. Yeah.
But like Home Goods really was slim pickings. Really? Target was just putting out their Christmas stuff when we were there last night. Home Depot, because we went there for lights, didn't really have, I mean, they had stuff, but it wasn't like what I'm used to in Texas. Like,
what is going on?
I don't know. It was weird.
That is weird.
It was weird.
Well, I'm going to get started this week. I have to go get my stuff all together from my grandmother's house and then see what I need to purchase this year too. Because I think I want to change it up. Like last year I had gold ribbon, and then this year I think I want to do like a yellow velour or like twine or something. I don't know. I haven't decided, but I think the yellow velour maybe. Yeah.
I can't picture it. I'm picturing like a canary yellow, and I'm just
show you a picture.
Kind of confused.
So pretty.
Okay.
I saw it online. I saved it. Actually, I think I screenshotted it. Hold on.
Oh, that is pretty. It's like a vintage look, like Victorian kind of.
Yeah.
That is really pretty. Also, a similar look to that I've seen. It's kind of like I don't want to call it like distressed, but it's like vintage, like kind of like a robin blue.
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty with creams, but like a deeper, not like bright blue, but like a deeper blue is really pretty too.
Yeah, I can see that.
I love it.
We have to talk about going to Pumpkin Valley Farm.
Yes.
Because I was obsessed. Like, low-key, I was obsessed. Because when we first got there...
You weren't obsessed when we first got there.
First of all, I was excited to be going to a pumpkin patch, and it was really warm in Scarborough. And it was warm...
I wouldn't say it's really warm, but it was warmer.
Like, I was wearing a sweatshirt with, like, a decent amount of, like, you know, insulation. And then everybody was dressed for what it was here. Because it was warm. Like, it wasn't warm, but it wasn't cold. And so then we get to Pumpkin Valley Farm, and it's like the sun went behind the clouds, and all of a sudden the 80 mile an hour winds that we had for the birthday party, they were back. Like, blowing us
awful.
Over. I was luteal as like
oh, you don't say.
I wanted to kill everyone, but mostly Mike. I wanted to kill everyone, but like Mike and I were having a very special morning.
No one was safe.
No one was safe. So we get there, we get out of the car. I'm instantly even more pissed off because it was so cold. And then we go up to buy tickets, and we are literally being blown over by the wind.
Yeah, it was awful. And it was really cold.
Yeah. And like before we could pay, I had already decided I wanted to get back in the car immediately. So I told everybody we were going home in a very angry, very rude tone of voice. So it wasn't impressive. Like, I'm not impressed. Like, I'm sure your parents weren't impressed. And like, everyone's just trying to be like, okay, well, see you guys later. Like, have a good time. And Annabelle is like, Annabelle, shut that down. She's like, no, we are staying. I want a pumpkin.
Well, it's like, because like they see, like, and there was no way that I could just turn around and not go. Like, I had talked it up all the way there to Hayden. He was all excited. Like, he saw right when you walk in, there's these donkeys. And so he saw the donkeys. I was telling him he was going to get to see Spookly and where Spookly lives and all Spookly's family. And he was just so excited the whole way. He's like, spooky, like so excited. And so I couldn't just be like, just kidding, we're going home. Like, there was no way. Like, so, I'm like, I'm going to be cold, but we have to do this because he's so excited.
Right. So luckily Mike or someone spotted the hot cider. So we got hot cider, and then we went out and we got on the tractor so that we could do a circle around the corn maze.
Yeah, I thought we were going to like stop to another field because I've been to pumpkin patches before where you get on a tractor, they bring you out to like a field, and then like that's where you look at the pumpkins, and you grab your pumpkin, and then you go back on the tractor, and then they bring you back to like the front. Like I thought that was going to be the experience.
Yeah. No,
and it was literally just to drive around, which was fine, but like I felt like it was a little long. Like Hayden started getting a little antsy towards the end. He's just like, come on. Like he just wanted to be with the pumpkins.
Right. He loves pumpkins.
He loves pumpkins.
So he's like, let me out of this thing. I want to go get them. So they had so much fun though for the kid. Like they had so much for them to do. They had hot cider, obviously. They had pizza. They had beer. They had wine. We're always talking about how we need a playground with a cafe.
Yeah.
Here in Maine, and this is the closest we've seen so far, and it's just for the season, so we really
I don't know that this was it, but this is definitely close. We still need something.
Yes. We need because they're closed now until spring.
Yeah.
Okay. After the tractor ride, we went over to the playground.
It was so cute.
And they loved the slide. And they got all their energy out because you had to like climb these stairs to get to the top and then come down. And then like they had another like tube that looked like the slide tube. And like Hayden was loving that, like crawling through that. Yeah, no, it was great.
I know. We got some really cute videos of them just running around. And I was just like, I was really impressed that Hayden went down that big slide by himself.
Yeah,
like
he was happy.
He loved it. He was going down face first. He was going down backwards.
I'm starting to think maybe he doesn't have any fear, just like Annabelle.
He's starting to show that.
Right. like you never know for like a while if they're going to be like completely fearless. And there are definitely, I've seen so many kids who are like, what is she doing when Annabelle does things? They're like, no, I will not do that.
Yeah.
And Hayden seems like he's keeping up.
He is definitely keeping up. He was loving it. They were chasing each other. It was like the cutest thing. So I just love seeing them together. It's
Annabelle
so funny.
Melts when she's around Hayden. Like she'll like this morning again. She want to get fancy
for Hayden.
I think so, but she didn't
fancy
say that
for Hayden.
She like last time she said she wanted to get fancy for Hayden. She hasn't asked to since the last time. And then this morning she's like, I want to get fancy, Mama. And I was like, okay, honey.
Oh, Annabelle.
So funny. So I popped her up on the counter so she could see what I was doing. Because now I think she actually wants to learn what I'm doing. Because she goes, first I want to watch you. And I was like, oh, we're going to learn. Okay.
When are you going to let her like play with makeup?
Like for things like Halloween. Okay. And then until she's like probably like 13, 14. Like she can start wearing lip gloss and lip balms. Like she already wears chapsticks and stuff, you know.
Okay.
She can wear lip glosses. Those are fun.
Yeah.
And I used to, when I was like 8 or 9, I would put, you know, those like salon dolls.
Yeah, that's what I was like the play makeup, like the fake, like the play makeup is kind of what I was picturing.
Yeah, that was really fun when I was like 8 or 9 or something. I would like spend the whole afternoon doing makeup on my dolls.
I'm just like remembering looking at like some of like my Barbies. It just looked so terrifying when I was done with them.
Yeah.
Because you try to like put actual lipstick on a Barbie and it gets like all over her face, like the Joker.
And we were born in the 80s, so blue wasn't out. Blue was still in.
Oh yeah, the shadow
with, like,
and like the liner
lips.
Yep.
So they looked great. So we finally talked the kids into leaving by telling them that we were going to look at chickens. And then we realized the chickens were all the way in the back by like the wine and the beer.
Well, because Mike goes, here, let's go look at chickens. And we were thinking like they must be on the way out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they're over here. And it's like in a mile in the opposite direction. So he's like, hold on. No. I thought the chickens were on the way out. Why are we going this way?
I was so luteal.
And so quickly I was just like, there's donkeys over here. Let's go back to the donkeys. Yeah. Like,
okay, so have you seen that certain influencers that we're friends with are now starting to use the term luteal instead of PMS?
No.
Yeah, I've seen it. Now we're not referring to PMS as PMS anymore. We're now referring to it as luteal.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like
we're starting a trend.
We are starting a trend. But we have no followers, so she's going to get it going faster than us.
Damn it. Oh
So,
gosh.
pumpkin. Oh,
Yeah. No, it definitely did not disappoint. It was actually better than I thought it was going to
me
be.
too.
Like we
I had no
originally
idea.
looked into it and I'm like, is there anything for toddlers? And it seemed like it was, and it absolutely was. They do apparently baby animal days in the spring as well, which is really cool. We'll absolutely have to check that out. So admissions include goats, bunnies, cows, donkeys, chickens, jumping pillow. It's like this big bouncy thing that they can jump on, a corn pit, slide, giant bubbles, and so much more. I saw them doing the big bubbles on the way out, and part of me was just like gonna tell Hayden about it, but I was so cold that I was like, we're just not going to talk.
I didn't even see
it was like these big wand. It was like this big wand thing that they pull out. It was really cool. And I know Hayden would have loved it, but I'm just like, I can't. I'm so cold. There's also going to be some light concessions available. It's going to be cash only, but they have hot dogs, cotton candy, snacks, kettle corn, lemonade, water. Unfortunately, the bar that we mentioned earlier, the wood fire pizza bar, is not going to be open, but there is going to be some other things, which will, at least there's something.
Right. Exactly. So every year since maternity leave, I feel like I'm going to go back to like wanting to watch Hallmark Christmas movies, because that's what I did when I was on maternity leave, because I finally had time.
Yeah.
And I just really soaked up all the relaxation. And I think it's because Amanda was like, I'm watching Christmas movies. And and like, she like had her favorites and like she would refer them or whatever. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm just going to go full-fledged into this. And I basically watched every single like Hallmark Christmas movie.
They're all kind of the same, but they're still amazing.
They're so good. Some of
you
them
have
are really
like
good.
The hot girl, you have the hot guy, and then it's like they're both mysteriously single. And then it's like the girl is just like so thrown into her work schedule, and she gets like pushed into this small town where she has to like sell a hotel. And then it's like the guy whose his family owns this hotel, and he also has a maple syrup farm, and he's just always wears flannel, and he's just like always just jacked, and he has a single boy, and they lost their mother in a tragic like car accident that they just don't talk about. And then all of a sudden they fall in love, and then it's just like he's like, are you still in the hotel? And she has a secret and she doesn't want to tell him, and then it comes out, and then she's like, I was trying to tell you. And then it's like, and then she decides not to because she decides she loves him. And then like they get married, and then it's like a whole thing. And then she just lives there on their maple syrup farm together. And they run this hotel, and they just live their beautiful flannel life forever and always. That's basically like every Hallmark movie. It really is, honestly.
That's what I envisioned my life being.
Yeah, me too.
Especially when I was on maternity leave. I was like, this is totally my life.
Yeah.
1000%. I am not covered in vomit. I am not like.
I feel like Candace Cameron is Hallmark.
Oh, now I don't know. Like, I'm.
Yes, you do. The girl from Full House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, DJ Tanner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know who that is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But she's in literally all the Hallmark movies.
Okay, then yes, I definitely know who she is.
And then also that she's super cute. I can't think of her name, but she was in like Mean Girls.
Yes.
She's the little one that was trying to make fetch happen. She's in
all
of them too. She's so cute.
They're adding people this year. They're adding 32 new Hallmark movies.
Wow.
Right. So I'm excited about it, but that doesn't mean I'm actually.
How many Maple Farm stories are there?
I don't know, but I might be able to find out if Annabelle can get into them with me, because there's nothing really bad about them that kids can't watch.
No, but they are kind of like sleepy. Like I could see her like how we felt about like Scamanda. Like she might be like, okay, Mom,
I'm going to bed now.
Can we please go back to Dino Ranch? I can't.
Dino Ranch. For the past 2 Sundays, I've accidentally left Dino Ranch on while I was waiting for Jess to get here doing other things. And I don't know why.
Because you don't think about it, because you like, it's white noise.
Right.
You
and
just,
out of all of them, I feel like Dino Ranch is pretty overstimulating.
It's awful.
There's like
like Dino Ranch down.
Like constant.
Yeah, it's pretty aggressive. All right, let's move on.
So anyways, I'm looking forward to watching one of them in particular. I mean, I'm sure all of the new ones are great, but there's going to be one called Holiday Crashers. Right now, it says that it was released on October 19th, but I'm not finding it. I've searched everywhere. And I put it on like our YouTube TV, which is our cable that we use, and it says it's not going to be released until November 9th. So I'm guessing maybe the article had it wrong.
Or it released on like Peacock or something, and then maybe it's like YouTube TV, it's later.
Maybe.
Because I know like sometimes YouTube TV is
I was trying to look it up on Peacock, and I couldn't find it.
Oh yeah, you have Peacock.
Yeah. So I don't know. But anyways, it's a mystery, but officially it'll be out on November 9th, which is what?
Next week, right?
Yeah, only 5 days from now.
Yeah.
So I think 6 days. I think we need to watch it because it's about best friends who make up fake identities to crash Christmas parties, and then they're unexpectedly pushed down paths that could lead one to love and the other to their life's purpose. And I feel like right now, even though the podcast is and raising Annabelle is my life's purpose, I'm not really fully in a job.
I mean, I'm down to doing this. Let's just see what happens. Yeah. Let's fake our identities.
Mm-hmm. It could be fun for the gram.
Yeah. But like, okay, hold on though. Literally, like, we need to like find parties.
And we need
and just show up.
Yeah, we need the movie for inspo to bounce off of.
Okay. I love this. So instead of like wedding crashers, literally Christmas party crashers.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is like right up your alley.
We legit just show up, drink some eggnog, act like we know people.
Try to find the rum to go with it.
Try to find the rum. And then just like bounce and then go to a different one. Oh my, I actually am down to do this. I feel like it'd be kind of funny.
Right. Sorry, Mike. I won't be home tonight. Can you pick Annabelle up? Because I'm going to go find her.
And then like 2 hours later, you have a collect call from Scarborough County Jail. Yeah. Just kidding.
Oh, she said her name is Noelle? That's not my wife. That's not my wife. My wife's name is Sonia.
Noelle. So good.
Oh, God.
All right. So Fertility Week is happening in the UK. It runs from November 4th to the 8th. So writer Lisa Salmon wrote an article for Independent TV about the myths of infertility that brought up a lot of good ones that we haven't mentioned in a while. So myth number 1. You don't need to worry about female fertility until after the age of 35.
That's definitely the number they put on it.
Yeah, it's definitely like the hard line in the sand for sure.
Not geriatric and you're no longer able to.
Exactly. So the reality is that female fertility is falling from the age of 28 or earlier and highlights the fertility vital statistics 28, 35, 42, explaining that by age 28, female fertility has begun to decline. By 35, female fertility drops steeply. And by age 42, the chance of becoming a biological mom is vanishingly small. That is so negative.
It's so negative.
Just saying. So the doctor that helped with this article says, with this knowledge, women can begin to make informed decisions about starting a family. However, we recognize there are other factors facing women considering this question, including whether they have met a partner prepared to commit to parenthood and if they are in a financially viable position. Yeah, I know. It's always like, okay, you can be aware of it and you can like know that this is your path. But if you like, if your life isn't working for you that way, you're kind of, you know.
And a lot of the women who have written in with their Hope-isode story are obviously over the age of 35.
Yeah.
And that's like one of their number one things that they're happy about was that they're financially stable. They're with a partner that they love and trust. And like, that's obviously one of the really important things about having a baby for many women. So,
yeah. So myth number 2, IVF is for women who've waited too long. Again, so negative.
Offensive.
It's so offensive. So most women having IVF actually start trying for a baby in their early 30s or sooner, says the doctor who created this article. But she points out that there can be many delays when struggling to conceive naturally. Myth number 3, IVF will work for me. Again, why are we being negative? Like, you should be hopeful. But it is a myth because a lot of people, I think, go into it assuming that it's a done deal, shoe in. Like, yeah, absolutely. It's obviously going to work. So this article points out that on average, IVF fails 76% of the time, according to the HFEA Fertility Trends Report in 2022. This article states that IVF is an extraordinary medical procedure which has brought hope to millions of people around the world. But it points out that success rates are still low and vary significantly depending on the woman's age. According to the HFEA's 2022 report, the average birth rate from IVF using fresh embryo transfers and patients' own eggs was 31%. Patients aged 18 to 34 had the highest average IVF birth rate per fresh embryo transferred, with a success rate of 35%. Patients aged 35 to 37 had a birth rate of 26%. That is a significant drop. Mm-hmm. Patients aged 38 to 39 had an 18% birth rate, and patients aged 40 to 42% had a 10% birth rate. Like, you might as well just keep trying naturally at that point because it's so expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
So, myth number 4, fertility issues are a female problem. The reality is that male fertility problems are as common as female ones. The doctor explains fertility has perhaps been historically viewed as a female issue because women embody pregnancy. However, fertility data shows it's more likely for patients to have fertility treatment in the UK because of a male factor problem. Yeah, it's really hard to get pregnant if the sperm can't swim to the egg.
It's like that saying where it's just like, you can bring a horse to water, or no, a camel to water, but you can't make it drink. I don't think that applies here.
But if it doesn't ever get to the water, it can't drink.
Right. That's why I don't think that analogy applies here.
Well, it's close.
Never mind. Never mind.
I don't hate it. So the doctor says around 37% of couples have fertility treatment because of a male issue, about 31% because of female factor problems, and the remainder is a mixture of unexplained infertility and a mix of female and male issues. For men, the main causes are related to problems with sperm delivery or problems with sperm production or function. Together, they account for about 60% of male fertility problems. The doctor says there are also other issues, including gonodoxia.
I thought you were going to say gonorrhea.
You know, normally I would have Googled this and I missed that somehow.
I thought you were going to say gonorrhea.
Gonodotoxic. Okay, it's gonodotoxic medical treatment and overexposure to environmental factors such as pesticides and steroids. Myth number 5 is specific to the UK healthcare system. So skipping to 6. Myth number 6, male fertility isn't affected by age. All right, let's see what this says. The doctor says the reality is that men have a biological clock which impacts their fertility and stresses. Although male fertility is less affected by age, it shows significant decline by the late 30s. Didn't know that.
I didn't either.
She says research shows men aged 40 and older are half as likely to get their partners. The doctor says research shows men aged 40 and older are half as likely to get their partners pregnant as men under 25. And miscarriage rates increase when men are over 40. Men aged 50 and above were more than 4 times more likely to have a child with Down syndrome. And a number of studies have shown that the children of older fathers are at risk of low IQ, autism, schizophrenia, and suicide. It's because of these issues that the age limit for sperm donation is recommended to be under 46 years old. For the U.S., National Infertility Awareness Week for 2024 happened in April and will be happening again April 20th through 26th for 2025. So we'll be staying tuned for that.
Hey mamas, are you someone who's 35 plus and struggled with fertility, endured a miscarriage, experienced heartbreaking fostering or adoption challenges, or were perhaps flat out told by a doctor that you will never conceive naturally, and despite the odds eventually found your happy ending by becoming a mama?
Send us your story at geriatricmamas.com. We would love to feature your journey to motherhood on a future Geriatric Mamas episode. I, the other day, went ham on our calendar, our podcast calendar.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because you started sending me, well, I noticed on Facebook, she starts sending me all of these like events. I
forgot about that.
Sonia invited you to this event. Sonia suggested an event she thought you'd be interested in. Sonia sent you another event. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, you just went like,
bam. It's
went
very
to town.
easy when you're on Facebook to just be like, oh, I think that's cute. Mm-hmm. And then at least it's on our radar.
Yeah.
And we can think about it. But some of the things I put on are just like award shows because it's fun to sometimes just like get cozied up with like some popcorn and wine or like whatever and watch a good award show, which I haven't done in years, just like I haven't been able to watch.
Oh, I was thinking like you like wanted to like go to like these.
No,
I didn't actually look at the award show. I think I assumed that they were like random local awards, like
no,
I don't know, like Prized Pig Award, and like let's go to this farm and
she's
like
serious.
Dress up in our best overalls and just go sit in front row and watch.
I feel like you know me better than that.
Well, I didn't like actually look what the event was, but I just assumed that it was like physical in-person event. I wasn't thinking like it was like the shows.
There are some physical in-person events, but they're very holiday. And I figured since we've been to a pumpkin patch and we're now going to an apple orchard, these are not things you would hate.
Yeah, no.
So, are you ready for this list?
I'm ready for the list. Lay it on me.
So now, if you're in Southern Maine, these also pertain to you, but I'm not going to spam you.
Basically, like, while I was in Texas, she didn't have control over my schedule of my life, and now that she has me here in Maine, she's like, this is what you're doing.
Actually, last week I was dragged to a pumpkin patch by my ears and had to be there by fucking 2 o'clock. So, let's skip over this conversation. All right, so on the 8th, which is only 5 days from now, we're going to know who the Grammy Award nominations are, and I don't have a clue what that even means.
Me neither, but we're going to watch it.
Yeah. And that's just going to go live online, so we can probably look at it, like, whenever. And then November 9th, we're supposed to meet with Brittany at the Lincoln Hotel to have espresso martinis, specifically.
I love that.
Or we can have regular martinis, and then just, like, one, and then, like, one espresso martini or something, like for dessert. You know what I mean?
One?
Yeah.
Have you met me?
Well, we can't.
Move on. Next.
One of us has to be able to drive.
It's called Uber. We're just going to keep moving along.
Since we don't have time to chat about that, I'm going to skip over it. All right. So on the 20th of November, we have the Country Music Awards. If you like country music, I do. On the 30th, there's a Highland Farm holiday extravaganza, and this is where, like, everybody basically goes to this who's our age. Like, our millennial friends all go to this with their kids because you can do, like, Christmas wreaths or just buy them. And I think they have, like, just, like, a bunch of fun stuff for the kids to do.
Fun.
But it's, like, actual outdoor Christmassy where you will be wearing your flannel or, like, your wool sweaters and, like, looking Christmassy.
Love it.
Insta-worthy.
Loves it.
Cool. So then on the 6th of December, there's the tree lighting in Kennebunk Square.
Oh, like, I'm excited about that one.
Right? About the
yes.
Is
that the tree where they have like the lobster?
Yes.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, it'll be really
It's like
cute.
they make a tree out of lobster traps.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Now the next one is going to be really ambitious because we're already going to Kennebunkport for the tree lighting, and then like literally the next day in Booth Bay Harbor they have the lighted boat parade, which a lot of people I know go to, and it's so cool, but we might just be watching it on Facebook. It's far away,
but maybe like we stay the night. Is it a Saturday? Yeah, I don't know, we could figure it out. That sounds fun.
And then it looks like on the 8th, the Maine Mariners hockey players are doing a game that's a charity. And so you're basically going to bring toys for kids who can't afford toys.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And I thought Hayden would look really cute in like one of the little jerseys.
Yes.
And then the 9th of December, there's the Golden Globe Awards nominations, which, again, we don't really have to watch that.
I read that as Golden Girl Award nomination. So I was like, wait, what? Are any of them left? I thought they all died. That's an easy one. Who's going to win that?
Buddy White closed out the show.
Yeah, she was the last woman standing.
She was. So on the 12th, there's Cirque du Soleil holiday in Portland.
Did you see that thing where the acrobatic or whatever, she was up on the thing, she like fell?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if
I think I've heard about it.
Yeah, it was like kind of recent where like the whole audience was like watching and she was like all the way up in like the tightrope or something, and she like fell. I don't want to say fell to her death because what if she's alive? But I know she's got very, very severely hurt.
Oh no, that's awful. I don't think.
Which confused me because I thought they had nets and stuff to like catch these people.
Right.
Whew.
That's so scary. My new fear now is that Annabelle's going to want to be a Cirque du Soleil performer.
Yeah, maybe we won't go to that one then.
Okay.
Next.
And then on Saturday, the 14th of December, Saco is doing a big festival of lights, and it's basically a parade that goes down Main Street in Saco.
I think my class president in high school is the one that leads that whole effort. Yeah.
That's awesome. If you like that person.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. No, she's super cool. Did I say it like I didn't like her? No.
I'm just way more excited about it than
No. I am. I was just stating that. No, she's really cool. I do. I love her.
And then all that next week, Disney on Ice is here. And I put like 2 dates because that's what popped up on Facebook, and I wasn't sure. And then I realized like there's just 1,000 dates and times. So Disney on Ice will be here that whole next week. And I thought it would be something that the kids would definitely enjoy. I know Kate has posted like videos of Cassie at Disney on Ice, so maybe we could talk her into coming over and we can all go together with the kids.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, and then it does go into January for you.
Oh, she has us.
Yeah, because then it actually is award season. It's not just nominations. So we've got the Golden Globes on January 5th. And then we've got the SAG Awards on the 8th. Oh, no, those are the nominations. And then on January 17th, we have the Oscar nominations as well. So that is... I've only gone through January because that's really all we need.
We're good.
But I hammed out. And I think it's because it was like when I was starting my period, and they say that you, like, once you're fully into it, like, you start wanting to plan things. And I took it out on our calendar.
You planned.
I was aggressive.
Yeah, but this is great. I love this. This looks like we're going to live our little holiday.
What are we going to do after apple picking in November? There's really nothing.
Sledding.
Oh, yeah.
We could go sledding.
We got to add that to the calendar.
Make s'mores.
We got to get into calendar and work this out.
We got to work this out. It's going to be great.
We have like this like old fashioned toboggan sled that we need to get a picture of.
Oh, I love those. It's like a little red wooden one.
Mike's parents gave
those. Those are so cute. I love those.
Very classic. So I'm excited about all the things we're going to get to do while you and Hayden are here.
Yeah. I am too. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So for listeners, if you have no idea what cute holiday events are happening for your little ones in your area, just check out Facebook events and then ship them all out to your friends with kids. Get it locked.
And put it on their calendar and demand that this is what's going to happen.
This is what's happening on this day. Oh my God. I remember when Abby first moved here, she did this shit to me because this is how, like Abby likes to go out and do things all the time. She's a very social human being. So when she first moved here, this is what she did to me. She went on Facebook and she just sent me all of these events. And like Mike and I just start showing up and she's like, oh, I didn't know you were actually coming.
She's like, how'd you know about this?
Right.
Oh,
did I invite you?
Fancy meeting you here. That's hilarious.
So good. Oh God. So yeah, this is how we do it. And there's also stuff like if you don't see anything on Facebook, you can Google your area, obviously, and then Eventbrite usually pops up and they'll have a bunch of shit. If not, I guess you can just make your own fun like we're going to do with sledding and stuff.
Yeah. We're going to have a great time. And then also Christmas shopping. Yeah. I'm excited to go Christmas shopping.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for you today. We need to switch that up. We say that every time. And I just said it really nasally.
You did.
It's only happy tonight.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's only happy tonight.
We're going to think about how we can restructure that sentence.
What if you just like surprise them with it? Like,
oh, every week I say it different?
Like, no, like, I don't know, like flash mob style. Like you're literally in mid-conversation. Like, yeah, wouldn't that be so fun? Reminder, 20% off.
Reminder, everyone.
Like you never know when it's coming.
So aggressive.
Like just yell at them.
We're coming at you with,
hey!
I don't want to hear shit about how loud that was.
Sorry for those driving that I just scared to go off the road.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to leave you all alone now. Reminder, you get 20% off services at Ageless Medical Aesthetics in Westbrook, Maine. I really need to go and do that now that it's fall.
Yeah. Let's do it.
My spot's got to come off. With the code MAMAS2024. And you also get a free first swim class at Goldfish Swim School in Portland, Maine with the same code MAMAS2024. You'll just need to give them a call to schedule your child's first visit.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. Your support is keeping the podcast going. You can help by following, subscribing, rating, reviewing, and especially by telling a friend to listen anywhere or watch on YouTube.
For more info, you can check out our website at geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at geriatric_mamas, on YouTube at Geriatric Mamas, Twitter at Geriatric Mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas, and TikTok at Geriatric_Mamas. A reminder real quick though, our Facebook group is now really geared towards fertility support.
Mm-hmm.
So tell your friends.
Yeah. I wish we had that when I was going through it. If you have a topic idea you'd like us to discuss, or interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest or send us your story. Bye-bye.
Hey, mamas.
Hey.
Hey, mamas.
Hey, mamas.
Hey, mamas. Welcome back to another episode of the Geriatric Mamas. Fuck! Why did I say podcast?
What's wrong with your cat?
So good. Punch, but also
Like running around, like feral, like cat. Just, like, I don't know what's
Is
happening.
there a full moon?
I mean, there must be. Sonny's pussy is out of control right now.
I feel like we're not gonna get this done by the time she comes back down.
Get it together.
Maine,
Westbrook, Maine. You look down here like this giant moose knuckle.
Like, really personal, right up in there. On YouTube at Geriatric Mamas, Twitter at Geriatric. How did I get stuck saying all the fucking geriatric?
It's every week
It's
too.
literally 3 syllables.
That tickled my pickle.